Hello, everyone. This is Blue Stick TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's going to be talking to us about sales and how to reach your people. Now, this is a really important subject. I really encourage you to have your pencil. I always have my pencil ready and my iPad because she's always dropping nuggets that I need to remember. So, with that, I'm going to first of all put Coach into the speaker's position here on StreamYard so that we can focus on what she has to say. Also, I want to encourage you guys to follow Coach Caren. She's over here on Profits in Daily. And I'm going to put this up because sometimes my enunciation isn't all that great. But you can find her on Profits in Daily over on Facebook, Instagram, and other social media channels. Can you guys hear my leaf blower?
The man is in the house.
He's faithful. Okay, so I'm going to mute myself and we're going to get this started.
All righty. As Darlene say, I'm Coach Caren Fern, money mindset coach, and you'll be surprised how many different little things that causes money to go haywire. So I cover a broad range of things when I talk about money and mindset, because it really goes into a lot of things. And then before I get into sales today, let's talk a little bit about our health, because without our health, there's no wealth. And I've been doing a 75-day challenge of 75 strong, and a few people had joined in. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a bunch of people joining, a few people joining, and that's okay. Simply because I'm doing this for myself, and I said, if you want to come along. But it's amazing because I am working diligently on me and making sure that I'm helping others. I am writing like crazy. So this has forced me, if anything, it's pushed me way beyond what I was thinking about. We are so 10, yes. I have 12 PDFs written. So there's a boatload of stuff in there for people, 12 videos, and I'm going to package this up and sell it at some point. Like, it's free right now. And for the people who were in this loop, great. Anybody after this loop, it's going to be a paid piece of thing. And it's going to be well worth it, because you need your health for your wealth. You need your health for so much, for clarity, for the way you feel, the way you operate in your money. And I realized the two, combination. And Terry knows this. I say I always work with the feeling that I get when God puts stuff in my spirit to do, even when I feel like it's dragging me away from my purpose. I always say, okay, hold on. He knows what he's talking about. I know nothing.
There you go.
There too. So if you want me to bring this to the table, I am going to pause and bring
There's
it
the
to the
recipe
table.
for success. Obedience.
Yes, he always know where this is going to lead to. And the more I do, the more he's showing me where it's leading me to. So it has to be part of what I do and teach. And I recognize that I'm not a health coach. There's health coaches out there. That's not what this is about. Anything that I'm doing in the health department is really getting people to take away the fog and start seeing things clearly. And once they're finished that, then they can go to a health coach. So now they're actually going to do the work because they know that they needed this clearance. So that's what my class was about.
Coach, what is this 75-day challenge? When did this start? And why didn't I know about it?
You knew about it. You probably forgot. I called you. Terry probably forgot.
My gosh.
It started in April.
Oh, no.
In June. It started in April. And
I probably was not ready.
You weren't ready. It started in April, and I was diligent to it. And I bring this up because that's how diligent we have to be for our sales. That's how times fly back. April, May, June. Next week, Thursday, we hit the 75 days.
All right. So you have formed a habit.
Yes. If I don't work out, my body tells me. If I eat crap, I'm like, ugh, why did I eat that?
Yes.
It's happening to you, and the way I run it is not like you can't eat things you like, but you can't just indulge in it. And you see when you weigh yourself, the difference, if I'm following through and doing, I remember, I think it was a week ago or last week, I lost 6 pounds because I am being focused and purposeful and doing what I say I'm going to do. And that's really the key of it, and changing the way we think about things. And this really lends itself to money and what I diligently speak on. And we're talking about sales all this month. And we're talking about advertising. Listen, guys, there's word of mouth, there's referral, but at some point you have to advertise. Now, advertising rarely starts off for free. If you really think about it, you have a business and you start telling people about it. So some people are afraid to tell people about it, but that's sometimes because you're testing and that's okay. But once you decide confirmly that this is going to be my business, you got to tell everybody and anybody, because at that time you don't know your ideal customer. You don't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, last week I had you guys go through crafting your message to find those people. But ideally, you don't know who they are, so you're searching. And through what I talked about last week is helping you search to find them. And that might mean you have to talk to people. I talk about this story. I have a friend who I would tell her what I have to sell and she wouldn't buy anything. But would that woman send me people? She's always sent me people. She's not a buyer in my department, but
Mm-hmm.
she will send me people. She's like, did I send you somebody? Did so-and-so call you? I've sent you 5 people. She always send me people. You never know. But the thing is, you have to set it up in such a way that when people come, A, you can sell to them, and B, you can thank the person. If you're scattered, it's hard. And so it looks like everything is going against you. So our job is to make sure that we explain to our friends and family, whatever it is we are selling, whatever we're doing, we have to really explain to them. And this, so last week you craft your message. So you should have in that crafted message, something like a sales pitch, but more in a more friendly fashion, where you're just explaining to them in a summary. Know when you went to school and your teacher make you write a whole bunch of stuff in high school and then she made you summarize it? That's what you need to do with your message to your friends and the people you deem important enough to discuss this with.
Okay.
Already, you understand what you're doing. Now it's okay to talk to them. If you go, it's hard. Remember when I started my cleaning business and I called up the people I knew I wanted to tell, and I said, and that's was doing stuff, and I said to them, here's what I do. I own a cleaning company and a cleaning and organization. What I do for organizing, I would say to them, and I clarify. And my notes right next to me, I'd say, no, I'm not a maid. This is a cleaning service. And cleaning services do X, Y, and Z. Maid services do this. And it's they say to me, it's a difference. Because a lot of people don't know it's a difference. Day like today, a lot of people do not realize a cleaning service is different from a maid service. A maid
Mm-hmm.
service, you come in, you do anything. You clean, you make up the bed, you wash the dishes, you put in some laundry. They can add anything to it. It's closer to a housekeeper. A housekeeper now shop, do your grocery, prep your food if you like to cook for yourself, do your laundry, making sure your house is maintained properly. Everybody's got their place. A cleaning service is coming in to clean. They'll do a deep clean, then they'll do your maintenance clean weekly or bi-weekly, however deem important to the client and you and them agreed upon. What they don't do is make up your bed, wash your dishes, put laundry in there. Those are different service. Those would be add-on service. Now, a cleaning business could add those services on, but it's not a cleaning service. But that could be their added services, right? So you got to
Okay.
know the two. And I was able, through research and making sure I know what I'm talking about, I could explain to my friends and they appreciated it. A couple of them hired me for the organization part of it. And so I had a friend hire me for organizing. I told her my price up front, no in between, no messing up there. I said 10% for friends and family. So she knew the price and she knew she was going to get a 10% off. I went in to organize. She says, Caren, could we use you for clean? I said, yes, but that would be a different visit. And I would send the people who work for me, the organization I did myself, but I had the people who I hired do all the cleaning. And this was good because they never felt like they're paying 2 bills and I'm trying to gouge them, because I took the
Yes.
time to explain what is what and what's going to happen. If you're very dirty, we're going to come in and clean the best we can. I'll organize, and then the cleaners will come back and do the rest of the work, the continuum. And everybody's stuff is different. So whatever you're selling, you have to be able to explain it easy and simply to people. And then when they ask you for more information, that's when you dive in and give them the rest. Don't try to give them all at once. Allow them to ask for some.
So we need to be able to explain easily.
Yes, easily. That's the key. Easily. It's like explain to my little 3-year-old granddaughter, Tina, you got to tell her simply, Tina, close the door. That's it. Don't let Tina close the door because the wind is coming in, and no, just Tina, close the door. She doesn't care about the wind.
Okay.
Just the door. So that's what we got to do. And why is this important? Because when it comes to advertising, you're still talking to people. You're still talking to people. And if you start seeing them as your friends that you're talking to, sales don't feel as scary anymore.
Mm.
One. And once you are talking to your friends, over time they can trust you and be loyal to you. And then it's easier to make the sales. I can tell you, I used to say I'm not a sales rep. I don't know how to sell. And my friends would always laugh and say, Caren, the amount of things you sell to people, how could you say you don't know how to sell? I said, I guess, well, I'm not a hard seller. And then,
Okay.
I'm not a hard seller. And then a friend of mine's son was a sales rep. I used to call him the real sales guy. He's $1 million sales rep. And we had a conversation with him. He says, Caren, that you've got the essence that you don't even know you have. And he goes, that's what makes you a good salesperson. Nobody wants to be feeling that they're being sold to. They have an idea, they want something, and you just fulfill that need, that want. That's it. You didn't do anything out of the ordinary to force it down their throat. And so that's what your advertisement has to really do for people. It really has to make people want to have what you're offering without you pushing it down their throat.
Yes.
And like you guys, when I first started my coaching practice, I had no clients for nearly a full year. In that time, I did free coaching. When I actually decide to call myself a coach, when I decide to be one with the idea of what I've been doing forever, and I decided to, because really that was the decision time. And for that year, probably year and a half, I really had any paying substantial client. I get a client here, I get a client there. So it wasn't substantial. And I felt like I was forcing myself to get clients. And then I sit down and I wrote the whole thing out for myself. I make sure I sit down and let it be as easy as possible for me to serve people.
Yes.
That's what I said. I made it so easy to serve people that I decided to serve myself. And I sat me down and I decided to be my coach. And because I've had coaches before, so I know what needs to be done. And usually it's the hard stuff. So I'd ask myself to do really hard things. And I'm telling you, I would fight against me to do it. No joke. I'll fight against me. Fine, all of us do this at some point in our lives. We know we got to do something, but we fight against it. God knows why.
I have no idea. And I think it's because we lack confidence. And the word says this is the confidence that we have. The word says we ask, we'll receive.
Yes.
We don't ask because we really don't believe that he loves us enough to do it for us.
Yes. And it's true. It's so true. Terry's speaking the words. It's so true. And I usually take myself back and say, anything I've ever asked you for, God, you've given to me. Maybe not the same date, not the time I wanted it, but you've showed up and you've given it to me. And so I told you, Terry, I tell you for that whole week, it's so the flow was just flowing in the things that I needed to write and how I need to get me going and what have you. And I did. And the Saturday, somebody reached out to me Friday afternoon, and the girl booked a session with me, a 30-minute session. And then she booked 3 hours with me. and she said, I'm not going to lie to you. I have a coach and I haven't gotten what I got.
Exactly. You know why? Because sometimes coaches are so abstract and so they use the language that we don't understand, and we're afraid to say to the coach, I don't know what you mean. And not only that, when the coach goes to explain what they mean, they use the same words that they used to tell us what they wanted us to do.
Yes.
So we don't get any understanding because they're just repeating themselves. Exactly. I want to give a shout out to Cecilia, one of our super fans. How you doing,
yes,
Cecilia?
Thank you, girl. We appreciate you. You're always
really do.
We do, yeah. And I felt really good, but of course, those days I didn't even think about taking testimonial or what have you. So
Cecilia also says you're talking to her. Oh my gosh. story of my life. I know I'm supposed to do something, and I do everything but what
Yeah,
I need to
to
do.
do.
You know why? Because we don't want to do the hard thing.
Mhm.
Well, and it's not hard. Let's say we don't want to do the unfamiliar thing.
Yes, that's the better word. That's the better word because it's not hard once we break it
Mm-mm.
down into tiny bits. Habits are formed from tiny bits of things. Money gathering, money magnetized to each other, and it starts so simple. It starts so really so simple. And I've had so much reference, from so many people, including myself, to showcase how it didn't matter how small amount you put aside,
Mm-hmm.
little by little, it adds up. And so, she went off, and of course, I didn't get another client right away. But I think 2 weeks later, I got a new client. She stayed with me for like a month, 5 weeks, because she couldn't afford anymore. And I give her an extra week, but she really needed the coaching. And hers was, we talk about belief, hers was of such, let me tell you. I can't call it in, but I could tell you a bit of her story. She found herself in such hardship that the guy
Mm-hmm.
that she had a child with, she had to move back in and live there. And she said to me, Karen, this is the most uncomfortable situation, but
Mm.
I got to do it because I can go on welfare and I can go and live wherever she was because it's uncomfortable. But although this was uncomfortable with the guy, at least he was a reasonable human being. And I said, then you stay. And our coaching session, I think, was a lot of shock for her because one, he never paid child support before, and I said to her, ask him for it. Two, we had to sit down and talk about all the things she needs and she can ask for, even if she don't believe it could happen, even if I had to hold her hand. So she would ask for it, and I literally would be on the phone with her. This was an
Mm-hmm.
in-person person, coaching person. She would ask for what she need, and we would be on the phone together. He didn't know this, and I heard him say, you could have asked a long time ago. That coaching with that woman really was, really solidify a lot of things I knew about myself. But like God was saying, here you are, here's the gift. Because he given me that gift for this young woman. Because I'll tell you how she become my coaching. And you know and she would ask for things and she'd get it, and she keeps saying, kind, this feels like a miracle, this feels like magic. I said, no, it's because you're actually doing it. You're actually doing it. I said, and think about it. And I don't need to know the reason you left, but lots of the reason you left wasn't because of him, was because of you. Because if he's a good human being, you left because of you. It was not because of him. And
Mm-hmm.
she had to figure that out, and end up getting counseling for some behavior that overflow from younger days that cause
And
all
as
of
we
this.
all have, yes.
Mhm, mhm.
Mm-hmm. We
But
have to
that
unlearn some stuff. Yeah.
unlearn some stuff. But that part was important because she needed to start earning. But she needed to be in a place where the human being, the other adult human being, wouldn't pressure her and let her see her worth and let her grow into herself. And I met her because she was advertising. She was a health coach. She was actually advertising for clients. And I saw it. I picked it up at the time. I was like, you know what? I could do with somebody who was being accountable to me. And when she came to meet for consultation and we started talking, I realized that, hey, I could help you.
We, because we
You can
all
help
have
me.
gifts.
Yes.
We all have gifts that we can offer to one another.
Yes, and I was able to help her. She was able to grow the business. I am telling you, things take a long time, but things take a short time. In
Mm.
6 months after coaching with me, that woman was able to have 35 clients, no question. 35 repeat clients in her
Beautiful.
fit workout. In her, she was with Global Life. What is this program where Jim Ron used to be a part of? Can't remember the name right now. It might
Mm.
come to me. But she was part of, so she sell the products and what have you. But one of the big things that made people sign up with her is because she herself put herself through the pace. She showed how big she was. She took time getting herself, losing weight and feeling energized. And now she was able to show this to the group. And so everybody would tell everybody. And she made, it didn't matter how big you are, how small you are, she really treated them with care. So her classes become so filled that she said to me, she said, Karen, I think I'm going to have to break them in two groups because it was getting really big. She had to have a morning class and an afternoon class. But she'd enjoy coming in person to see me. She didn't like being online because she said,
Mhm.
the present helped her. And I at the time offer both online and offline. She was able to move out to the area. She was in my area, so she moved out to the area. And as I said, we eventually part ways. But she was one of my, really great, fantastic story clients. And this is what happened when you're your business. So let me take that away a little bit from myself. That's really what happened to my business. My business is about me doing great for my clients, but then watching them do great for their clients. This is where
Mm.
the joy come into play, because it didn't matter how I coach you and help you. If you're not able to help your clients, it didn't go where it should go. That's how I feel. I feel like I didn't impact my grandkids because your clients, that was like my grandkids, right? You were my kids, now with my grandkids getting impact. It's moving down. And I know that the other people that you help, they in turn will help, whether it's their clients or their family or something, they'll help along the way. When I coach people, it's such, I might ask them to do simple things that it feels like it's nothing big, that they're moving. But if you want to see progress, you got to move. Movement equal progress. And it doesn't matter how small. So we're talking today about advertising. And the way you see your advertising dollars go, and if your advertising dollars at this point is just time, your
Yeah.
advertising time go, because I like to tell people, if you don't have the dollars to advertise, use time. Use time or dollars. When you don't have money to advertise, you got to use your time, and put a dollar sign next to your time so that you can see that your advertisement is still costing you dollars. Because sometimes when we're using our time, we don't see it that way. We're like, well, I just did some time. I didn't have money to advertise. Oh, yes, you did. You advertise by using your time. And your time is valuable, so you need to put a number next to it.
Oh
It's
my goodness. There's a different way to look at it.
because you guys might talk about money, so of course it has to have that dollar sign next to it. Now, once you advertise, so everybody got a different train of thought. Some people like advertise, make sure people want to buy before you go make the product or create the service.
Mhm.
For some people that works great, but to some people they can't work under pressure, so that wouldn't work for them. They have to understand what it is they want to do first to be and sort of, even if it's just a framework understanding, before they can tell people about it,
Mhm.
before they can, because you never know who is going to want to buy. I start setting up stuff and people buy from me without me getting things finished. And I've
Mhm.
got the things finished before I've told people about it, because that specific thing wasn't a thing that I can hurry up. That's a thing that needed more time. And I don't want to give people things that's half baked, because I want them to get results. I
Mhm.
truly want them to get results. When I first started my money principle, I tried it out on my son. He got paid. He was only about 16 at the time. When I said to him, I said, when you get paid, I want you to keep $40 in your wallet, and I don't want you to spend it. Don't care what happened, don't spend it. If you're really broke, I want you to still come to me and I'll make you lunch, I'll give you leftovers and stuff. He's like, Mom, I don't want to do that. It's only old people carry lunch to work. What happened? He was on his summer break.
Mhm.
Oh, he gave me the
Mhm.
whole long lecture. But 2 weeks later, he said a couple of them that was working at this printing, is a printing shop he was working at the time, and bindery. He says, Mom, I went to the coffee guy and people owe him so much money that I said, I don't want to be like them. Okay. When I get paid next time, I'll put the $40 in my wallet. He came around himself. Eh? And he said, from the time I put that $40 in my wallet, I always got money. I start having money. I start having money. And so he has to pose it to you. And then we start doing other different little things, with him. He wanted to get outfits. He wanted to do this. He liked a girl at the time. He wanted to buy this and that for her. I said, all good. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to save it up, and then you're going to buy it and give her as a gift. You want the shoes? Let's save it up so you can buy the shoes. Because if you get paid and you run and buy that whole shoes, then you have no more money left.
Yes.
You
Now you're broke.
you're
Mhm.
broke. And then you're back to going to the coffee shop, paying him off, and broke again. I get it. So everything we do takes steps. So if you're advertising to somebody, and they don't buy right away, just know that they might be saving up to buy from you. Don't get discouraged. You got to keep reaching out to them with value. You might have to
Mhm.
talk to them. Oh my God, these days they're saying 17, 27 times. The numbers are ridiculous how many times you need to touch somebody for them to buy from you. Because
Mhm.
people buy from you when they want the stuff, have the money, or saw somebody with something that they love to have. And
Mhm.
so you have to be, even if they're your ideal client, you have to be advertising to them at that time. And you don't know the timeline. This is why advertisers, people who run ads, anybody selling anything, you see them always talking about their product, their services, because they have to continuously do it. You can't do it when you want to make money. I hear people
Mhm.
talk about doing big launches for their program. And then if it doesn't sell, we go into some. I've advertised, I've had a big program that didn't sell. And I went back and I see, why didn't my program sell? Well, I got cold feet. I didn't tell enough people. I didn't give it enough time. I didn't organize it well. And let me tell you, those are painful things for me to admit because I actually know how to do it. But part of me at the time didn't feel I was good enough for this specific product. Part of me felt like I couldn't deliver what I said I would because I didn't have the proof yet. And part of me, and I'm going to admit this here now, part of me, I'm telling you guys, part of me had my own personal struggle going on in my personal life that was affecting
Mhm.
how I was behaving.
Exactly.
And so that's why I always say that you got to look after you because if you don't, it will show up and show out in the worst way possible.
It is so true. It is so true. Oh my gosh. I can't, I don't even want to start true confession today. But yes, I feel you, coach. Hmm. And we've all been there and we've all done that.
Mhm.
And we do need to get a grip.
We gotta get a grip. We gotta park. And so, if you got anything selling, the only reason you're not selling is because you're not doing due diligence. All the things I just talked about, and then some. If you're at your job and you really want to leave, you set a date and you do everything possible to work towards that date, and that's saving
Mhm.
enough money for a year. Forget 3 months. Saving enough money for a year. Or if you're the person that your heart can stand it, you plunge in head first and you just get the darn thing done.
Mhm. Mhm.
But if you got a house or you live in somewhere where you're responsible for all the overhead, you'll be able to do the service to yourself by leaving and not having those things covered. Because because human being is going to worry. I had to grow out of worry. I always tell people when people say, "Can you don't worry about anything?" I said, I grew out of worry. I taught myself how not to worry. And
Mhm.
I've given myself plans where, and Terry, you know this, where I'll worry depending on the situation. Some things get 24 hours, 48. When I give something a week, it is that big. But during the week, make no mistake, I am writing to myself daily of the worry because I want it gone. So the whole week, if it's big enough, I have to write myself out of that worry. I have to
Mhm.
explain to Caren how I can't solve it. It is not my problem. Somebody is throwing it on me. I mean, if I was the problem creator, then I have to figure out how to get out of it. And
Mhm.
again, walk myself out of it because I can't keep it because it paralyzes me. I start procrastinating. I eat crap. I don't do what I'm supposed to do. I don't care when I eat anymore. I know my triggers. I know my habit. I'll eat cookies. I'll bake stuff. I'll make stuff. I'll eat anything. And then people will help me be bad because they'll bring me ice cream. They'll bring me chocolate because they're getting magnetized towards my bad behavior.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so you got to be aware of those things. Why am I talking about that? And we'll have to do with sales because all those things make you not perform good, make you not get your stuff,
Oh,
all those things.
all those things affect performance. Wow. Wow. It's so true because when you feel bad, when you feel guilty about your health, it spills over into your confidence, your self-image, how you feel about yourself, and how you show up
How
in the
you,
marketplace.
yes, yes, yes.
Mm.
You have to be diligently working on yourself regularly,
Wow.
religiously. It is a job that you keep doing to yourself, for yourself, and with yourself, always and always. I used to work at a retirement home when I first came to Canada. And I'd met this woman. Oh my God, Terry Lena. She is so pretty.
Mm.
Oh, this woman was so pretty. And she was retired. So she was 75, but so pretty.
Mhm.
And I said to her once, he said, "How you keep looking this good?" She said, "Are you kidding me? I ain't sitting down. That's why. And I'm looking for a husband." She used to have us just die and laugh. And she goes, and I'm looking for a husband. If they're not good enough around here, I probably need a new nursing home, retirement home. And kid you not, in 60 days, she got herself one. They got married. We all were like this. And she moved to Florida.
Okay,
Because she said,
nice and warm.
what are we waiting for? Like he is 80,
Mhm.
or he was close to 80. I'm in my 70s. The kids didn't like it because they're like,
Of
"When
course
is
not.
Mar-" And she says, listen, she said, I told my girls, here's the money I was gonna leave for you when I die. Have it now. Because I need to live. And she told them the same. She said, give them what they need so that we can go on. If they're
In
thinking,
peace. Yeah.
yeah, we need our peace. And I'm looking for somebody who's looking to have a good time with me. This is what she said. I had loved her. She was a spicy lady.
I'm sure she's enjoying Florida.
Caren is cold. I hear
Yeah,
her.
yeah,
Caren is
yeah.
cold. So that's what you have to look at life. You have to be enjoying yourself. I love that the biz chick says, having a business that is fun to run.
Fun
So
to
that
run.
so that you're enjoying yourself, so that you stop looking at sales and marketing like the devil himself. No, it's the thing that's gonna put the coins in your pocket. And when
Mhm.
you meet your client or your customers, your client, your potential clients, look at them as your friends. How would you treat your friends? What kind of value you bring to them, what value you bring to the marketplace that they would love, that they will tell other people about, so that you keep growing, so that you feel good about yourself and you can turn around and have a good day every day because you woke up.
There
That's
you go.
my
Oh my goodness. Well, guys, we are we we are our time is up. We just want you to know that guard your health, because your health also guards your wealth.
Yes.
And we want you to know that Coach Caren told us today that when we advertise, it's either going to cost us time or money. So, so be prepared when you're ready to advertise. Either invest time or money. Is
Mhm.
there anything else you want us to remember about this conversation today, Coach?
I'm going to say it again. Health equals your wealth. And one of the things, another thing, I want you, if you say this, if you hear
Hmm.
me on the replay, or Cecilia, if you're still here,
She's still
and,
here. Mhm.
and yeah, and if you ever say this, I want you to stop saying it. I don't want to be wealthy.
You-
Don't say it.
Oh,
Some people say it. I don't want to be rich. I don't really want to be wealthy. I just want to have enough. No, 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 no. Wealth is your birthright. You was born wealthy. It's so you
exactly.
it's your birthright. You're born wealthy. Okay, okay. That's first to begin. What you have done along the way, you, I, and anybody else, is take away what was given to us, like drop it at the wayside, not pay
Mhm.
attention to it, not nurture it, not grow it, give it wings to fly away, give people opportunity to come in and take away from. Okay. We do that. We allow that. So you're born wealthy. So you're just adding upon. So you cannot be wealthy or you cannot be rich. If money is not in front of you, and it's hiding, that's what it's doing. It's playing hide and seek, but it's right there. You know. All right, Caren. Caren off the
Guys,
soapbox.
go find your money. Okay? It's playing hide and seek with you. Oh my goodness. Ready or not, here I come.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you for being here, Cecilia.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you,
Cecilia,
girl.
we
Love you.
appreciate you
We
and we
do.
thank you. And we want to give a shout out to everybody watching on the replay. I just want to say, Coach, it is always a joy when you come and talk to us. So we appreciate you. And I hope you guys took good notes today. With that,
Mhm.
I want to remind you to go to the front of your own line. Have a great day and enjoy the day.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be talking happy, healthy habits with Robin Shimizu and friends.
Mhm.
Remember, if you don't have your health, you can't keep your wealth. See
Exactly.
you tomorrow. Bye bye.